is an interesting question. What should I be aware when two interviews at the same time? I try to connect with both. I'll still be mindful of the difference in seniority, but I always find one losing interest when I address the other, especially in online interviews. Also, I find it hard to connect when both are the opposite gender. Senior female attorneys, in part because political correctness in most firms makes me conscious about seeing anything appropriate. What would you suggest? Okay, I'm going to answer this in a couple different ways. I will talk about partners, interviewing associates. It sounds like this is what you are. So I'll answer that. And I'll talk about associates, interviewing peers, interviewing partner, associate, again, peers. Okay. So the first thing, when you're seeing one losing interest when you address the other, especially in online interviews, one of the mistakes, it sounds like you're giving long-winded answers. If you're seeing people are losing interest, you need to be very cognizant when you give answers. Most people are not looking for long answers to questions. If someone's being very formal, an interview should be a conversation. If the interview turns into something that's not a conversation and you don't feel comfortable, that may be somewhere where you don't necessarily want to ask. If people are cold and distant, act like they're judging you and everything, that's weird, right? So you need to be careful of not getting into interviews that are like that, and that may not be a good question. You just basically, you're saying people are losing interest. You need to basically just be very direct in your answers, not give a lot of, not say too much. People are going to get bored when you do that. Anytime you see someone looking away, that's not a good sign. You need to be very careful about how you're answering questions so people aren't getting bored with your answers, which is one of the more important things. To the extent you can just give shorter answers. Two quick things I just want to say. When a partner's interviewing associates, it's okay for the associate. They want people to seem dedicated and hardworking and all that sort of thing, and trying to advance. This is what partners want. Associates want, when they're interviewing peers, they want people that they want people that they want people that are not going to make them look bad. They're not going to try to make them look bad, meaning working harder, being smarter, all that sort of. They want people basically that are going to be on their team. And I don't know, but you understand what I'm saying. So that's what an associate wants. So you have to be cognizant of that. If you're talking to male and females, I really don't think I don't know that there's a difference there. You need to figure out, it's half the human race, if you can do better dealing with senior female attorneys as opposed to whatever political correctness means. Even when you're talking to men, you have to be very careful about talking about acting like you're in a fraternity and so forth, unless the person's really like that. You just have to be very careful. I hope that helps with what you're thinking about.